We wanted to know how many people knew what cystic fibrosis was, so we headed into the city to find out. Do you know what cystic fibrosis is?
No.
Oh, I've heard of it, but I'm not 100%.
Admittedly, not much. I just know that it's something that people go through that's not very good.
I don't really know much about it.
Yeah.
No.
No clue.
I've heard of it, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Kind of. I've heard of it, yes.
Okay, so what do you think it is?
I actually, I have completely. I think I studied it at school, but I'm not. Okay. I don't remember what it is.
It's something to do with nerves.
That seems about right.
Yeah.
No, I just heard the word.
It's a lung disease.
Is it like something to do with your spine?
Oh, I wouldn't be able to tell you, to be honest. Isn't it? You can't really move.
As we saw from before, not so many people knew what it was, so we got some help from a cystic fibrosis nurse at the Women's and Children's Hospital.
Hi, I'm Amy. I'm the Cystic Fibrosis Nurse Consultant at the Women's and Children's Hospital.
Can you please explain what cystic fibrosis is, what causes it, and is there a cure?
So cystic fibrosis is a genetically inherited condition. You're born with it, so you inherit a gene from each of your parents. The mucus in the body is very thick and sticky, and that affects the lungs and the gastrointestinal system predominantly, and unfortunately there is no cure. People with CF can also end up with some disease in their liver, and they can also end up with disease in their pancreas, which means that they could develop diabetes later on in life. The difficulty in absorbing the fats and proteins and carbohydrates from their diet, which means that often people with CF have a hard time gaining weight, which can also have an effect on their overall ability to fight infections. The average life expectancy currently is 47 years for someone with cystic fibrosis.
Is it something that can spread?
So it cannot be spread from person to person. There are some bugs that can grow in people with CF's lungs that can be infectious to other people with CF. So we are cautious about people with CF coming in contact with another person who also has cystic fibrosis.
What about the treatments?
So there's lots and lots of different medications that they need to take. Lots of the time people with CF need to come into hospital and have IV medications to treat infections in their lungs.
How has COVID affected cystic fibrosis?
COVID is particularly dangerous for people with CF. It's hard for bodies to fight that when they also have CF to manage.
And is there anything else you'd like us to know about CF?
A lot of people go about school and their work life without other people understanding the impact of cystic fibrosis on them because they do look very well. Anyone who has a chronic health condition is more prone to anxiety and depression. So we know that people with CF are potentially going to be having a harder time in general.
After finding out what it was, we decided to find out what it's like. So that's why we asked Flynn, a 17-year-old living with cystic fibrosis.
It's pretty crap. It's what I have to deal with, and I can't do anything about it at this time. There's a lot of hospital appointments. During sport, I get tired like 10 times easier than normal people. Really wear me down as well. Even the mental side of it affects me on a daily basis as well. So I'm 17. And I'm still 5'4".
And then we asked him how often he goes to hospital.
Hundreds of times, probably over my life, and that's just been for like from 2 weeks to a couple months. Checkups every now and monthly. If I really start going downhill during those checkups, they want to admit me for about 2 weeks is the normal, and then if I don't get better in that 2 weeks, I stay for another 2 weeks until get better. I can't interact with anyone that's sick. Even family members, if they just got a sniffle, they can't come in.
And then we asked him about treatment, and that went on for a while.
42 a day. Done a thing that's called an acapella. It's called steroids, an injection in the arms. It's worth like 10 grand.
We were also interested about how CF could affect social life.
All my friends and family always come in and keep me entertained for the time being while I'm in hospital. Yeah, I try to keep it on the down low that I have CF. I haven't gone on any camps because of hospital visits, which has sucked. Miss out on those opportunities. I walk past someone and I have to wear a mask. That also is not great because they look at me like, I'm going to get infected by you or something like that. And yeah, that sucks.
We also wanted to know about how COVID changed life with CF.
COVID it really scared us. Start of the year, for the first term, I only went to school for like 3 days. So I had to cut down on all my subjects.
A rose is often used as a symbol of cystic fibrosis after a boy heard his mother talking on the phone and thought she said 65 roses. So the next time you see a rose, bear a thought for cystic fibrosis.